What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto emergency meeting. Welcome to the show. I have BTC USDT on my chart. The market has been in a downtrend, as you can see from the chart. We've been having the big moves selling. So we had this big move. We had another one here. We've just had another one here. And every time we've had that big move, there's been a retracement, a consolidation for a period of time before we've had the next leg downward. So take for instance, when we had this leg downward, there was a consolidation here. Eventually we broke structure and then we fell down. And then we had this long consolidation that even pushed up and made some persons think the market was turning bullish, only for it to reverse and then continue downward. And now we're seeing a similar pattern. But what we do not know right now is how long this consolidation is going to last. But we're just going to take it as it comes. So what am I seeing on the chart? For me, what I'm seeing right now is that we've started another phase of consolidation. And right now it's looking like there's going to be some sell back downwards to this region. We're going to have this and then we can have another push up, which is still going to be in the consolidation phase. Are we going to have another sweep downwards? Well, I don't know for now, but what I know is for this week that we're getting into right now, I would be expecting a sell. I'm going to go into details on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, but for now on the daily time frame, looking at the market, I'm expecting a short for this week. So if we go into the 4-hour time frame, we're going to get clearer details about that. But before we go in, just looking at the entire market, if I scroll back in, you'll see that right now we are on a very massive support right here. So there was consolidations for months right here during the bull market, and now we're back to this level. I think this level is going to mark the bottom of this downward trend. So what I mean is, by the time the market begins to come down, I don't think it's going to come below this level, between the $50,000 to $40,000, even if it gets there. I'm not expecting it to get there, but that's the region I'm looking at for potential longs that's going to start the beginning of the bull market. So if I see this on the daily time frame, anywhere between 60,000 to 48,000, that's going to be the bottom. I don't think we're going to go below this level right here for this bearish market that we're currently in. So for next week, looking at the 4-hour time frame, so let me clean this chart. It's beginning to get too messy, so let's delete all these lines. Let's delete all this and keep the chart clean. So on the 4-hour time frame, this is what we have. This is our structure. Right now we have this level, and we have this level right here. So I'm expecting that the market comes down this week into this support. Take out this liquidity. All those who put their stop loss here and longed, you need to take your profits, because the market is going to come back down and then we're going to have a push up like this. This is my expectation for this week. So early this week, if I see what I need to see on the lower time frame, the 1 hour, I'm going to take a short that would bring me to this region. And then when I get to anywhere from 62,000 to 60,000, I'm gonna close that short on BTC and then get ready to long the market. So this is how I'm gonna be playing it this week. So now I'm gonna turn on this indicator to see what this indicator is saying. So on the 4-hour time frame, it's saying there's an entry right here, there's a stop right here, which is a trade that has already played out. And on the daily, it's also saying there's going to be an entry at the 62 to 60,000 level, which is where I think the entry for the long is going to take place. So on the 1 hour, let's see what the market is saying. On the 1 hour, it is giving us an entry around this region for a short, and I believe it. So what this means is that when the market opens, when CME opens today, we'll be expecting this market to push up a little bit, just like what happened last week. Get into this region, maybe take out this liquidity and then fall back in, and then we can short it. So this is how I intend to play the market early next week or early this week. We're already in the week. First trade is going to be a short downwards, and then we wait for the long that's going to come between the 61 to $60,000 level, which is on the daily time frame. Any region around this level is going to be where I take the long. And once I take the long, if it's coming back to this region, which is like 66 to 68, I'm going to close that trade. Although I know that if we break this level, so if the market does this and we take that long, we break this level, we come here, the market is going to go as high as this level right here, which is the $72,000 to $74,000 mark, then before we can begin to look for a short. Another thing to take into consideration is that if you take your fib, you draw from swing high to swing low, you'd see that the $70,000 to $72,000 mark is a 50% region, and market always retraces 50%. So that's another thing to look out for. So in a nutshell, I'm expecting the market to sell early this week. You might even start selling today. Today, Monday, that sell might come, and then later in the week, we'll be looking for a long. It might be this week, it might be next week, depending on how fast the short comes. That's about it, guys. I'm going to be focusing more on BTC. For other tokens, Ethereum is going to move the same way. Ethereum already started selling, so maybe push up a little bit, come back down here, entry, stop loss here, and then we can ride it up. All these other guys are going to be doing the same thing. Sui is at a major support. Sui is at a major support. A very good place to long. Tau, not touching Tau right now. Uni is also at a very good place to long. Yeah, XBT. On the 4 hour, the indicator is showing that it's just going to push up here and then fall back down. On the 4 hour, it's showing a sell. On the daily, is also showing a sell. So entry here, stop here. On the daily, showing a sell. On the 4 hour, also showing a sell. This guy is gonna be very good for a short. Let's see on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, showing a buy, take profit here, which will signify the entrance of sellers in the market. Solana showing a buy. That buy already played out. On the 1 hour, okay, still has room to go up, so that makes sense. So the market is still going to go up and then come down. Saying entry here, stop loss there. Well, ultimately entry, stop, take profits. Gold is looking like it still needs more time. Turn this off a little bit. What is gold saying? Gold is at a support level right now. On the daily, this level is acting as a support. So the market can do this right here. But we'll see about that. Okay. So this was the major support. It broke it, retested it, came back down. So gold needs time to settle down a little bit before we know what it wants to do next. ASX. There was a massive pump on this guy right here, but now I think this guy would be a good sell. This guy would be a good sell. So it's breaking all of the structure. Won't be surprised if this guy begins to come down slowly. So that's going to be it, guys. AXS, it's time to short this guy back to this level right here. So what this simply means is there was a resistance right here, but it broke the resistance and then it's coming back to flip that resistance to support, which is going to bounce it before we can see the next wave of downtrends. So we should be expecting a double top on AXS before we continue to go downward. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.